All right. Good morning or afternoon, whenever you are watching this. We are going to take our own direction today. I'm not really going to take any cues off of the mainstream media or anything like that, like most people do today. I'm just going to dive straight into what I believe is the most important issue of our time, which is, of course, the sale of all Western countries' infrastructure to through, I should say, Israel, and the destruction of such infrastructure for the benefit of, let's say, a future pan-Eurasian communist bloc. So we're going to be just jumping into some of these compiled stories that I've found. I've just found tons and tons of data, and this is only a fraction of what we're going to collect. Obviously, all of these cards correlate to a certain category, and they all have little mini cards inside of them, in which I can add even more information. So it's kind of just a beautiful little tree of information, a little Russian nesting dolls of information, let's say, that we can use in order to organize a little bit better. So you know what? I'm just going to start off with let's see. I'll just start off on the left here with some miscellaneous things. The kosher grocery boycott. So what that is, I'll just open it up here. We need to petition local grocery stores to boycott Zionist products, provide a list of valid alternatives that will yield a similar or better return of profit for the businesses. Because if people have an alternative, it's going to be much easier for them to say, okay, we will stop ordering this product. Obviously, there's some ethical consequences to it, and since we have now been informed about this, we have a moral duty, perhaps a civic duty, to act on that. So we don't want to support genocide. We don't want to support the killing, the maiming, the torture of innocent Palestinians, and the murder of their children, the blasting of pornography over their televisions. And it's actually getting worse and worse and worse. It's not just Palestine. They've sunk their fangs in pretty much everywhere in the world, to the point where I've even seen YouTubers have porn spontaneously hijack their stream. It actually has happened. I've seen it happen before. So let's see. Pamphlets. These are probably a pamphlet I started and didn't finish. Brendan O'Connell's got some great pamphlets on his channel, probably in the description of any of his videos there. You should go find that. I should have put that in there, and I definitely will in the future. Let's see. And I'll probably print off some of those at work tonight and start handing them out at the local university. Maybe even the courthouse. Maybe even the police station. So let's see. Website creation. So we need to create websites in order to direct traffic to the data that we collect. So these are some good questions that need data. Why is Pachenik never mentioned in the MSM despite working closely with Trump and Stone? Was Roger Stone sexually compromising people for blackmail along with Kirsten Davis? So actually this first one with Pachenik is really interesting because apparently Pachenik is a high-level military figure and moving in with the military intelligence. And so it's very interesting that the mainstream media doesn't delve into his background. You'd think they would because, of course, there's a suspicious link there, right? It would kind of go along with what they have been doing out in the public. You would think that they would be going after these ties as much as possible, every tie possible. But, of course, Pachenik is a high-level military intelligence, so he's probably got a lot of dirt and leverage on the people that would come out with that information on him. Was Roger Stone sexually compromising people for blackmail along with Kirsten Davis? Let's just go in here a little bit. Let's click into this. Okay, so we got a couple pictures here. Added attachments. Is that all I put there? Okay, let's go into the added attachments. Which one first? Okay, I'm going to do this one first. What evidence was Stone planning to destroy? If you were looking for a well-hung man with an insatiable wife for a sex party in the 90s, Roger and Nydia Stone would have been more than happy to fulfill your every wish list. This guy was cucking out his wife since the early 90s. The Stones were deeply entrenched in the sex scandal of the century, involving a DC sex club known as the Capital Couples Club, 333 CCC. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they're kind of all involved in this weird, culty, what is it, Freemasony, kind of like strange sex clubs where they're just kind of like just throwing their wives around. Hey, have you fucked my wife yet? Hey, have you stuck your dick in my wife's mouth yet? Hey, Mike. Hey, oh, how you doing? Have you stuck your dick in my wife's ass yet? Oh, excuse me. This is for educational purposes, obviously, entertainment purposes, and not for children. So, as reported by Daily Mail UK here, the Capital Couples Club was basically one big orgy, with sex acts openly taking place on the dance floor, in back rooms, and even the bar, with porn running on TV sets. These people are animals. Roger's credit card bills revealed that he was paying for ads seeking new targets, or orgy participants. So, essentially, if you can't put the pieces together here, they were using this orgy club to collect information on devious politicians and key figures in the various industries. Kirsten Davis's apartment was also raided on Friday morning. Kirsten Davis, better known as the Manhattan Madam, or Madam to the Stars, as she was billed during her lengthy and very public trial, shared an apartment with Roger Stone. That apartment was also raided on Friday morning. Davis herself was subpoenaed to testify before the grand jury convened in the Mueller probe. While the relationship between Davis and the Stones is yet to be fully outlined, Roger and Nydia Stone are godparents to Kristen Davis' child, who was born in 2016. It appears their relationship reaches back decades. Manhattan Madam. Madam to the Stars. What does that sound like to you? What do you think her job description was, behind the scenes? So, yeah, and she shared an apartment with Roger Stone. Not only is she this well-known pimp to the stars, but she's sharing an apartment with Roger Stone, one of the biggest political players in the modern world. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been watching your Alex Jones, keep up with the gay frogs, and haven't been watching your long-nosed Jimmy Dore, and get your good fill of your kosher dissident information. All right, and you gotta keep up with the Joneses here. So Roger Stone's indictment doesn't show us the whole picture. FBI agents removed boxes of documents, computers, and electronic devices, along with trash and other potential evidence, in raids on 3 separate locations linked to Stone. Boxes of documents, computers, and electronic devices. While authorities have not given any clues about the nature of the evidence they expect to find, we can come up with some pretty solid theories based on what we know. According to Donald Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, the FBI recovered 183 recordings which were in Michael Cohen's possession at the time his home and office were raided. Okay, let's go back to the other picture here. All right. According to Donald Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, the FBI recovered 138 recordings which were in Michael Cohen's possession at the time his home and office were raided. The contents of those recordings have yet to be disclosed, but if Giuliani was telling the truth during his July 2018 interview with Face the Nation, only 11 of those recordings implicate Donald Trump. Only 11. Only 11 of those recordings implicate Donald Trump, and the other ones implicate other key players who are on an equal or higher level than Donald Trump. So imagine that. That's okay. So can we get our hands on those recordings? Can the FBI please, release those to, I don't know, TMZ, anybody, just put them on the internet. 4chan, just please let us, the plebs, comb over the information for not only our entertainment, but for the betterment of the world. Okay. That's more What's more, buried in the massive pile of evidence seized during the raid on Paul Manafort were numerous extractions from devices which appear to have been installed in various hotel rooms in Kyiv and elsewhere. All in all, authorities seized 36 electronic devices from various locations connected to Trump's former campaign manager. It appears these devices were being used to record activities that took place in hotel rooms. What? That's insane! No way! Nobody would ever do something like that. That's crazy. Not connected to Donald Trump. MAGA. Donald Trump's special phone could listen in on every call placed at Mar-a-Lago. It seems likely that Trump has been recording visitors to Mar-a-Lago and his other properties for quite a long time. As Vanity Fair reported here, Vanity Fair has been reporting on this. Trump had a special switchboard installed in his own apartment at Mar-a-Lago. This device apparently allowed him to listen in on every call that was placed from any location on the premises, including other private residences. Other private residences. A passage in Michael Wolff's book, The Fire of Fury, Inside the Trump White House, details how Trump would target the wives of his friends to have sex with. In order to accomplish this, Wolff says Trump would invite the husbands into his New York office for a chat. He would then steer the conversation towards wife bashing, or lure the friend into talk of cheating on his wife. These conversations were either recorded and played back for the wife, or the wife was listening in on a speakerphone without the knowledge of the husband. Read more about Trump's disturbing adultery obsession here via the New York Daily News. You're gonna have to check that out, Chad. I don't know about that. I didn't read that, but that seems pretty interesting. That seems pretty fun. I totally forgot about that. So, anyway, that's in the needs data section. But we might have to bump that over to let's see. Israeli penetration of the U.S.? No, maybe not. Trump Epstein? It's getting close. There's the Mar-a-Lago connection, right? Israel's crimes against humanity? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to start a whole new one. Blackmail of key figures. All right. And it's going to be our new category. And let's see. We're going to drag this all the way over here. Bam. Blackmail of key figures. I'm going to drop it in there. Easy as pie. Okay, and let's see. The next one is going to be the Brendan O'Connell's category. We're just going to go straight through these in no primary order. This is just a lot of really good information that I compiled. I'm not going over anything specific today. It's all concerning Israeli domination of the world of the West, obviously. But past that, really nothing too specific. We're just going to be kind of hammering home some extremely bombastic news for y'all. Ballad of Brendan Lee O'Connell. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's get into this here. Somebody did write Brendan a song. The performer of the song, I don't know if it was, not the best rendition, I should say. But, whatever. Somebody wrote him a song. Okay. But that's not what I wanted to show you guys. Where is this? Okay. There we go. Someone reacts to words said in a Perth nightclub and slashes the offender's face open with a broken glass. Court penalty, 18 months jail. Another person reacts to words said outside a South Perth supermarket and gives the offender a nasty racist spray, which he later posts triumphantly on the internet. Court penalty, 3 years jail. Is that balanced justice? It's an unfortunate consequence of defending the principles of free speech that you sometimes end up appearing to be in the corner of people with whom you disagree violently and disrespect even more. That's pretty much the case with Brendan Lee O'Connell, who this week became the first person to be jailed under Western Australia's racial vilification laws. And of course, this is taken from February 2nd, 2011. O'Connell seems to be an unpleasant prat with some extreme political views and very poor judgment in not getting a good lawyer who could have provided a sane legal defense rather than the ravings he offered on his own account. But that doesn't mean he should be behind bars, and it certainly doesn't mean he should get a sentence so out of kilter with that regularly handed down by WA courts for crimes of extreme personal violence. As editor of this newspaper in the 1990s, I opposed the institution of these laws, fearing that in an increasingly politically correct society they would end up being misused. I got pretty tough treatment by the Jewish lobby at the time, and expect nothing different for this effort. The day that I feared arrived on Monday, when Justice John Wisby sentenced O'Connell harshly after a jury found him guilty on 6 of 7 charges of racial vilification. Racial vilification. Treason. Felony charges. Racially vilified. This person's he's racially vilifying somebody. Throw him in prison. Throw him in jail. Break his arm. Beat him up. Racially vilified. This guy's racially vilifying people. Justice Wisby labeling O'Connell as, quote, an intelligent man with an irrational hatred of Jewish people. Irrational? Is it really irrational? Would it be? Does he even really hate them? I don't know. I think at a point we are forced to redefine hatred in order to fit the insane definitions of sanity these days. We have to cut off our balls and shove them in our ass in order to seem like a sane player in this modern world. So yeah, he's an intelligent man with an irrational hatred of the Jewish people. Maybe if Justice Wisby did some study on history and geopolitical relations, maybe the penetration of the lobbies into his own country, he would understand. But you know what? I'm pretty sure he does know about that stuff. If he's a justice, think about it. He's gone to school for this for years, maybe over a decade. He's studied, he's worked hard, he's climbed the ladder, he's slit throats to get into the position that he's in. You don't think he knows about the infiltration of the S&M? Wisby, labeling O'Connell as an intelligent man with an irrational hatred of Jewish people, said the only appropriate form of punishment would be an immediate term of severe imprisonment, and strangely, that he was sending a message to people who might share the convicted man's views. Don't stand up for yourself. Don't stand up for your locality, for your community. Okay? You gotta let the globo homo come in and just insert into your ass. Okay? Insert whatever they want. Just open it up, get the calipers, set it to the right degree, and I've heard they're like 47, maybe 666 degrees, and then crank that open it up wide like a wind tunnel, and just let them have their way. And that's how we need to operate in the modern world, to be sane men. We are intelligent, modern, scientific men. Okay, so that's what we need to do in order to move on. We need to get along to get on. So. Anyway, I think this one is actually the most important category here, which is the Israeli TTOs. And you know what that stands for? That stands for Technology Transfer Organizations. And you know what? Let's just start with the top here. This one should be pretty good, huh? Sheldon Adelson School of Entrepreneurship. Okay, it looks like we've got some pictures here, but you know what? I want to go straight to the website. Okay. This is straight from the Times of Israel, so it's good. Oh man, they give themselves the good stuff. They really do. They really do kind of show more in Israel than they do in America. I think it's because they know that they can't get away with hiding or covering up as much information as close to home. But you'll hear bombastic information in the Israeli press that you would never hear in American press. You would never hear these things in American press because the American press is more afraid of the Israeli establishment than the Israeli press. Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? And you in order to understand why, you have to research AIPAC. AIPAC, the biggest lobby in the world, the biggest lobby in the U.S., and guess what lobby it is? It's the Israeli lobby. So basically, the point of this lobby is to make sure that Americans and American politicians and American CEOs and American companies all follow the line and all agree and are conscientious and basically, what's the word for this? Go along with the Israeli program of military and economic domination so that eventually the Bunting Clover Project can be established and Jerusalem can be the center of global commerce, trade, diplomacy, and politics. All right, a startup school for the startup nation. The Adelson School of Entrepreneurship will train students from Israel and the diaspora on the fine points of business success. By David Shama. The startup nation needs a quote-unquote startup school, a place where young entrepreneurs can learn the business and technical skills. And now it has one in the form of the Adelson School of Entrepreneurship, located at the Interdisciplinary Center of Herzliya, IDC. A self-made man, Adelson decided to give back to the community in the form of a school that will teach students to, quote-unquote, always challenge the status quo, as he put it during the inauguration of the new school Sunday. To celebrate, about 1,000 Birthright Israel Taglit participants joined with Adelson, his wife Miriam, and selected friends at a special inauguration party in Tel Aviv. Among the guests were Gidi Mark, CEO of Taglit Birthright Israel, Nir Zohar, president of Israeli startup Wix, former U.S. Ambassador Michael Oren, and others. The event included a panel. Why would they want Wix? Why would Wix be important to this plan? Starting any websites here? Starting any dissident websites that might just be deleted for no reason at all off of the Wix website? Might just go down, the address isn't found, you could never find it again. The event included a panel on innovation and entrepreneurship by Adelson, who discussed how he started over 50 successful companies over the course of his life. Known for his casino businesses, he is chairman and chief executive officer of the Las Vegas Sands Corporation. Adelson has started about 50 other businesses, among them a mortgage brokerage firm, financial consultant office, a charter bus tour business, and a chemical de-icer manufacturing company. Wix president Zohar discussed his company, which was recently listed on the NASDAQ, valued at close to $800 million. The school itself will include courses relevant to building a business, including how to strategize, management skills, investment basics, technology trends, and much more. The students from all divisions of the IDC will be able to take courses at the Entrepreneurship School. Heading the school will be Professor Yair Tauman, who, besides starting 5 startups himself, 5 startups, is former dean of the Arison School of Business at the IDC and director of the Center for Game Theory and Economics at the State University of New York at Stony Brook. How do you start 5 startups? How do you personally start 5 startups? You don't, man. You don't. That's fucking set up for you. How do you fucking do that? The Birthright Israel Group is a prime audience for the Adelson School's message. Addressing the group, Adelson discussed Israel's high-tech prowess and the startup nation's role in developing world-changing technology. Welcoming the students of Israel, Adelson told them, quote, "We want you to experience Israel today while you are still young and full of health," end quote. Birthright CEO Mark said that the school would be an important asset for both students both in Israel and abroad. Like the Adelson School, he said, quote, "Birthright's goals are to build bridges between Israel and the Jewish communities around the world." Birthright's goals are to build bridges between Israel and the Jewish communities around the world, to strengthen the bond between Israel and the diaspora, and to contribute to business collaborations in all fields. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand the concept of synonym? Do you understand the way that Israeli intelligence operates and the reason that they can have such a low number of employees? Do you know how many employees the Israeli intelligence employs? Not very many. A fraction of the amount of other intelligence agencies, such as the CIA or the KGB or, similar agencies who employ upwards of 10,000, 100,000 employees. Israeli intelligence, they don't have to employ that many employees because they have normal people helping them. Because your average regular Jew, just anybody off the street, can help them out. Can be a helper for Israel. Can be a helper. That's what they call them. You're a helper. You're helping your country. You're helping your people. You're helping the world. You're a light to the nations. You're guiding humanity. Just pump up your self-esteem. They're just pumping them up. You're the glory child. You're the comeback kid. Anything we need to tell you. Anything we need to tell you to make you feel good. And that you're not a mutant who is just spitefully destroying the world for narcissistic reasons. But let's just jump back into Trello here. Let's see. School of Entrepreneurship. So I wonder if that was... Yep, that was from the same article. All right. We're going to move down to Microsoft and Israel. This is also from the Times of Israel. The Times of Israel, people, some of the best information that you could ever find. Let's see, it's sending me to a redirect. It's redirecting me here. Okay. Bill Gates, Israeli tech is changing the world. In video call to Microsoft, Israel's annual Big Bash, co-founder says he's very impressed with Israel's R&D. And you can see Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu just sitting next to Bill Gates there at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, in 2014. Look at him. Look at how they're interacting with each other. Look at the there's a lot you can read between people's body language, how they interact in public, right? In front of everybody, kind of out in the open. Right now, Benjamin Netanyahu, he's kind of giving the lower volume signal with his left hand there, as in, nothing to see here, calm down kind of thing, and he's explaining something to somebody who maybe has a concern about one of the radical extreme things that they're doing, maybe with Bill Gates. With Bill Gates' help. Maybe, possibly with Bill Gates' help. Is Bill Gates helping Bibi Netanyahu? Let's find out. A special guest virtually joined over 2,000 people at the Microsoft Israel R&D Center annual Think Next event in Tel Aviv Thursday. The man who started it all, Bill Gates. In a rare public comment on the value of Microsoft Israel's work in helping make the company what it is, Gates said that Israeli developments, tech areas like analytics and security were, quote-unquote, improving the world. See? They're a guiding light to the nations. Even Bill Gates saying it. Israel is the best. This year marked the 8th Think Next event, where MS shows off its best and brightest new technologies. Sorry, I'm going to say Microsoft. I'm going to try and say Microsoft because it needs to get into your head that this is Microsoft doing this. In a rare public comment on the value of Microsoft Israel's work in helping make the company what it is, Gates said that Israeli developments, tech areas like analytics and security were improving the world. This year marked the 8th Think Next event, where Microsoft shows off its best and brightest new technologies, many developed in Israel. Microsoft shows off its best and brightest technologies, many developed in Israel. Okay? The Pentagon uses Microsoft. You understand? The government uses Microsoft. Most of the business world uses Microsoft. And many of their technologies are being developed in Israel? This is a story from 2014? Gates doesn't call in every year, but with this year being the 25th anniversary of the Microsoft Israel's Research and Development Center, he told the Tel Aviv audience in a video call from the U.S. that he was very happy to wish the R&D Center a happy birthday. The center, he said, quote, started in 1991 when some of the Israeli engineers at Microsoft wanted to return home but continue working at Microsoft. We decided to open the center. Wait. When some of the Israeli engineers at Microsoft wanted to return home, but to continue working at Microsoft. Oh my God. We decided to open the center. It was our first one outside the U.S. It was our first one outside the U.S. The headquarters in Israel. It was our first one outside the U.S. We decided to start branching out internationally. And you know what? The first place we thought of was Israel. Obviously, Israel. Everybody knows and loves Israel. They were the first destination to put your business, right? Come on. Maybe not like a trustworthy, ethical, moral country with values. We don't want to do trade with a country that that doesn't deserve to get glassed and nuked off the map. We want to deal with a country that deserves to basically be expelled from history and replaced by something else. Speaking live at the event was, and of course that's a joke, I obviously, this is a piece of satire and entertainment. I don't mean anything that I say on here, obviously. And this is definitely not for children. Speaking live at the event was current Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Nadella met Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier Thursday to discuss cybersecurity and other matters. In their meeting, Nadella noted Microsoft's commitment to Israel. Quote, its investment in the local market and its commitment to the continued growth of the high-tech and innovation industry in Israel, which finds expression in assistance programs for startups, introducing advanced technologies to all sectors of the economy, promoting science and technologies, and education in computers and mathematics. The Prime Minister's office said, oh boy. Oh. Nadella noted Microsoft's commitment to Israel, its investments in the local market, and its commitment to the continued growth of the high-tech and innovation industry in Israel, which finds expression in assistance programs for startups. Startups that move to the U.S., introducing advanced technologies to all sectors of the economy, all sectors of the economy, all sectors of the economy, promoting science and technology and education in computers and mathematics. Let us educate you, Goy. Let us educate you, you stupid beast of the field, you stupid dumb cunt. Let us educate you, you stupid fucking idiot. According to Yoram Yakovi, general manager of Microsoft Israel's R&D Center, the Think Next conference reflects the ability of creative technologies to reinvent entire industries, including health, agriculture, communications, and transportation. The Think Next conference reflects the ability of creative technologies to reinvent entire industries, including health, agriculture, communications, and transportation. The new experiences offered to users are a tremendous springboard for businesses and is changing the economy and lives of millions. Could we say billions? Could we effectively say billions now? We are proud to provide a stage for startups that show exceptional creativity in these and other fields. Since the R&D Center was established 25 years ago, we have managed to generate unique creative value for the company as shown by innovative projects that will be presented today at the event. ThinkNext itself was one of those projects exported by Microsoft Israel. First organized in Israel, the tech showcase is now duplicated by the company in India, China, and the U.S. This event is held in the framework of Microsoft's effort to promote high-tech in Israel, and especially in the startup sector, where Microsoft holds various promotion and cooperation activities with some 1,000 startups. Oh, China, our best friend over there in Southeast Asia, those guys who are constantly looking out for us, who've got our back. China, those guys who just who love us and want to support us and are always there for us. China, those really trustworthy people who never do anything scummy or greasy or oily, or undignified. Those Chinese people who have the highest culture in the world and just are super, super smart and invent all these cool things and employ them in cool ways and have created beautiful democracies and beautiful cultures and civilizations. These Chinese people who are the epitome of humanity, right? And who are our best friends. Well, we're sharing information with them through Israel. We're sharing all of our best, our most secretive tech information with them through Israel. Our most sensitive information about infrastructure, about transportation, about healthcare, about military. Oh, it's all being shared to China through Israel. Oh, that's fine, dude. That's fine. That's cool. That's whatever, bruh. I'm just gonna eat some pizza, get on my life, bruh. Yeah, man, surfing, hell yeah. One thing that Microsoft is very proud of, said Zach Weisfeld, who heads Microsoft Ventures, the company's startup accelerator, is that in 4 years, we have built Ventures into the world's largest, biggest, and most successful corporate accelerator since we started the program in Israel in 2012. Microsoft has opened 6 additional Ventures accelerators around the world. They're calling them Ventures accelerators. So basically what they're doing is they are creating company startup machines, startup generators, and they're just plopping them around in various countries in the world. And what these do is they basically generate in-house spy networks that can infiltrate partnerships and high-tech corporate partnerships, and then funnel that sensitive information out of those corporations and into Israeli military intelligence. And this Israeli military intelligence then collates and aggregates that information into actionable intelligence that they can use in order to achieve the Bunting Clover project. And of course, there's the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, meeting with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. That's an American name. Satya Nadella. That's a guy I trust. That's the guy next to me that, I want to have a beer with. Satya Nadella. Oh, that guy. Look at that smile. Look at that. Look at that physiognomy. Can we do a physiognomy check here? Physiognomy check. Quote, worldwide, we have had 454 graduates who have raised $1.78 billion, he said, at a gala event Thursday in Tel Aviv, celebrating the 7th graduating class of the local Ventures Accelerator program. Quote, we've had 29 exits and 3 IPOs, and on average, companies that graduated from the program received $4.9 million in funding in the first year after they graduate from the accelerator. That's enough to make us the #1 corporate accelerator in the world. So I wonder how much U.S. taxpayer money these companies get. I wonder how much of your check from your job is going into funding these companies and creating these venture accelerators. I wonder how much money from your income taxes are going towards creating these companies. We know that over $3 billion goes straight into the Israeli military. So is this what they're spending it on? Is this what they're spending it on? Creating startups to infiltrate the West in order to flip the West to be sold and be integrated into the Bunting Clover project? I think so. I think that might be what's going on, guys. Well, Microsoft is known for many things. It is best known for Windows. Windows. Think about that word, Windows. Think about the word and then think about the object, what a window is, and what you do with a window. You open a window, and what can you do with a window? Can you go through a window? Can you let somebody in a window? Like, almost like a teenage girl. I'm thinking of like a teenage girl who's like grounded, and she can't see her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's like climbing through the window, this kind of like invasive biological organism, and her father's like storming into the door, but he can't get in because because there's like lobbying groups like stopping him, preventing him from busting down his daughter's door and kicking this guy's ass, right? There's like actual police like standing at his door like, no, you can't go into your daughter's room. This is her life. This is her. These are her feelings. Okay, she's a teenager now. She can make these decisions for herself. You just gotta let this kid climb into your house, climb through your window, and do whatever he wants to your daughter. And that's exactly what's happening. So, while Microsoft is known for many things, it is best known for Windows, and for years, rumors have swirled for years that major parts of the operating system were developed in Israel. Major parts of the operating system were developed in Israel, and we're talking about Windows. Something the company has confirmed, although it is never specified just which components of Windows are Israeli. Let me just read that over again. While Microsoft is known for many things, it is best known for Windows. And for years, rumors have swirled for years that major parts of the operating system were developed in Israel. Major parts of the operating system were developed in Israel, something the company has confirmed, although it has never specified just which components of Windows are Israeli. Gates, who does know, wasn't telling either. Gates, who does know, wasn't telling either, but he was very happy to wish the Microsoft Israel's R&D Center a happy 25th birthday, happy 25th anniversary. So Bill Gates knows, obviously, which parts of the code have been developed by Israel, by Israeli military intelligence. Why would he not want to tell us which parts? Maybe it's because those parts are the ones that have been backdoored? Those are the ones that have been backdoored and infiltrated so that Israeli technology could just come in whenever they want to any fucking computer system across the world? Oh my God. Are people retarded? Quote, I have been very impressed with what they have done in the past 25 years, and I can't wait to see what they come up with in the next 25, he added. Yeah, me neither, man. I can't wait to see where we're going to be in 2050, dude. We're all going to be sucking down cancer shots. There's going to be, complimentary Botox injections, at the supermarket. You could be walking down the street, and there's going to be a gay pride drone that, just hovers overhead, blaring advertisements for like the next, for the next Bernie Sanders rally or something. But yeah, let's move on. That's just one little article, and we've got some time here, so okay. Qualcomm founder, fan of Israel. Is he a citizen of Israel? Oh wow, look at that face. Look at that punum. Can we do a check on that face? Face check? Can we do a nose check here? Okay. Look at that beautiful, beautiful face. Jews are known for being beautiful. Jews are known for being good looking, Good looking and classy. Very classy people. The classiest of the classy. If anybody knows how to be classy, it's the Jews, believe me. Okay. Qualcomm founder, a fan long before a fan long before Startup Nation. This has only been shared 147 times. Are you kidding me? This is like one of the most important articles in the world. Some multinationals only became aware of the Startup Nation after reading the book of that title, at which point they rushed in feet first to grab a piece of Israel's tech magic for their companies. But others call them the old-timers. Knew the secret of Israel's success years before the country's technology prowess was in vogue. Among those veterans is Irwin M. Jacobs, a co-founder and former chairman, now chairman emeritus of Qualcomm, by far the world's largest cell phone technology company. Quote, in the same way that Qualcomm was ahead of its time in cell technology development, I was ahead of my time in seeing Israel's potential. Jacobs told the Times of Israel on the sidelines of this year's Innovex event. So, you know what? I'm really interested in how Qualcomm was so ahead of the time in cell technology development. I'm really interested. How did they get so ahead of the time? And I think we should delve into that in the future. Jacobs was in Israel to speak at the event. He remained in an active role with the company until 2007, but he still attends board meetings. And he and his wife visit Israel on a regular basis, where they support various educational projects, especially at the Technion. The Technion. Oh yeah, that school where military intelligence, Israeli military intelligence goes to learn how to infiltrate and spy on the U.S. while pretending to be their greatest ally. Oh, that school where Israeli military intelligence go to learn how to hack the West and turn it over. Flip it for a profit. Let's see. Oh boy. Jacobs was in Israel to speak at the event. He remained in an active role with the company until 2007, but he still attends board meetings, and he and his wife visit Israel on a regular basis, where they support various educational projects, especially at the Technion. Last year, the Jacobs donated $133 million. Why not 135? Why not 140? Why not just 130? Right? Gotta be 133, 133. They gotta have that 33 on there, right? I mean, come on, right? Come on. Isn't it obvious at this point? Am I a fucking crazy conspiracy loon? Are your eyes not open at this point? Oh, fuck. Last year, the Jacobs donated $133 million to establish the Jacobs Technion Cornell Innovations Institute, JTCII, part of the new Cornell Tech campus being established in New York in conjunction with the Technion. A huge corporation, Qualcomm, with a market cap in excess of $100 billion, has 157 facilities in dozens of countries around the world, including Israel. Last year, the company celebrated the 20th anniversary of its presence in Israel, where it has developed some of its most innovative technologies. Among the technologies developed by Qualcomm Israel are the company's M2M, machine-to-machine cellular platform, which is used to track the location of pets, kids, and the elderly, and property, a spokesperson said. It's part of Qualcomm's attempt to create an Internet of Things, where objects are intelligently connected through a combination of advanced wireless networks, modules, sensors, and software to enable the real-time exchange of information, with key elements developed in Qualcomm's Haifa facility, the company said. This is out in the open. Out in the open. Large sections of this company are developed in Israel, and they want to develop the Internet of Things, i.e. smart cities, smart things, right? The Internet of Things. You know what the Internet of Things is, okay? Smart devices all connected. They want to push this. They are the progenitors of this idea. They are pushing this into the market. They are developing this, creating this. And where is it coming out of? And where are they saying that it's coming out of? Haifa facility. It's developed in Qualcomm's Haifa facility in Israel. Hey, you know that future smart city, that future utopia that you want to live in? You know, where everything's just brought to you and you're just kind of like hovering around and there's telescreens everywhere and drones are just delivering you your Dominoes and everything's perfect and there's just nothing wrong in society. But, you know, there's kind of like that sense in the back of your head that like, oh, my neighbor disappeared the other day and nobody knows where he went. And, oh, you know, this person just got cancer for no reason and they're like a young person and they died in like a couple days. And, you know, all these weird things are happening, but you live in this utopia and everything's just taken care of for you and everything's great. You know, all of that's going to be developed in Israel, guys, and they're telling you where it's going to be developed. This, our greatest ally, Israel, you know, that nation that's known for being this upstanding moral force in the world, you know, light of the nations, not genociding anybody, by the way, not doing anything scummy or oily or greasy, okay, nothing going on here. Walk the other way. Among the technologies developed by Qualcomm Israel are the company's M2M machine-to-machine cellular platform, which is used to track the location of pets, kids, the elderly, and property. A spokesperson said, it's part of Qualcomm's attempt to create an Internet of Everything, where objects are intelligently connected through a combination of advanced wireless networks, modules, sensors, and software to enable the real-time exchange of information, with key elements developed in Qualcomm's Haifa facility. With key elements developed in Qualcomm's Haifa facility. Remember that word key, okay? I know it sounds kind of stupid that I'm mentioning it right now, but remember the word key and just think about it. And just as you're reading these articles in the future, just remember it, okay? Just remember it. So, key elements developed in Qualcomm's Haifa facility. So that future utopia that you want to live in, you know, where your ass is wiped and everything's taken care of for you and everything's just beautiful and peachy clean because high tech is been innovated to the point where we don't have to do anything anymore and life is just perfect. All of that technology is being developed by Israel. They used to call it, see, in this article back in the day, they were calling it the Internet of Everything before they started calling it the Internet of Things and abbreviating it to IoT. They were calling it the Internet of Everything, and they were developing it with machine-to-machine cellular platforms, all right? So this is something that was being developed a long time ago by Qualcomm, who is deeply tied into the Israeli military intelligence and is based in the U.S. So what are they doing? They're infiltrating the U.S.'s high-tech industry and infrastructure in every sector of civilization, of society, infiltrating every sector. And then not only that, but funneling all of that actionable information back to Israeli intelligence. In addition, Israeli startup Willow City, which received a substantial investment from Qualcomm Ventures, the company's venture capital group, recently demonstrated multi-gigabit wireless gigabit WeGig chipsets based on chips made by Qualcomm. The system can transfer high-definition video at distances of up to 40 meters with speeds more than 40 times faster than current average Wi-Fi transmission rates, according to Willow City CEO Tal Tamir. Qualcomm has also acquired several Israeli companies. In 2010, the company bought iScoot, which develops social media apps for AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, among others. In 2012, the company scooped up Design Art Networks, which develops small cell femtocell technology for cellular-based stations and wireless backhaul infrastructure, as well as the assets of EPOs, which specialized in digital ultrasound technology. Jacob started his career in telephony and communications in 1968 when he founded Linkabit. The company eventually morphed into Qualcomm in 1985. By that time, Jacobs was very familiar with Israel. So he started in 68 when he founded Linkabit. The company eventually morphed into Qualcomm in 85. By that time, Jacobs was very familiar with Israel and Israelis. Quote, "I come to Israel about twice a year. The first time was right before Yom Kippur War, right before the Yom Kippur War in 73. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why it was right before the Yom Kippur War. Oh my God, wow, okay. So I'm sure he wasn't involved in that act of terror and genocide. Throughout Qualcomm's early years, a number of Israelis came to work with in the U.S. Some stayed and some went back, and we kept working with them until we eventually decided to open an Israeli office in '93, explained Jacobs. So they were always working with them. They just decided to wait until '93 to open an Israeli office. Among Qualcomm's great contributions to mobile technology was development of the CDMA Code Division Multiple Access Standard, which paved the way for fast 3G and 4G communications. Israeli teams helped to develop the standards for those technologies, Jacobs said. I wonder how. I wonder if they're stealing the foundation for these technologies and then doing the light, easy work of just kind of putting the finishing touches on these technologies and then patenting it and selling it. I wonder if that's what they're doing. I wonder if they're letting American technicians do all of the heavy legwork and then just stealing the project out from under them right before they do the finishing touches and get it prepared for the market. And then they just bam, slap a sticker on it and sell it to China. Or sell it straight back to the U.S. because they got a patent on it now. They own the patent office, baby! In the early days of cell phone technology, the mid-1990s, few expected that the mobile revolution would reach the proportions of today. And in recent years, the amount of space on the radio bandwidths dedicated to cellular communications has become very crowded because of the proliferation of devices and services that consume so much data. Israel, said Jacobs, is an area where Qualcomm is developing technology to solve this data traffic mire. See, so they're gonna develop this technology in Israel. They're gonna place the back doors in so that they can get in whenever they want, control and shut it off whenever they want, and then they're gonna sell it to you. And then you're gonna be so happy. And 10 years down the line, no problems, nothing's happened. So why should I even be concerned? And then whenever something happens, they need to shut it off. They need to give you a quick zap to the noggin and shut you down or whatever. That crazy RFID chip conspiracy theory where we're all getting chipped or whatever, because of the great global communism thing. That's a little bit closer to reality than you would think, Maybe you should consider the fact that you carry around a fucking smartphone everywhere with you and it's just beaming 5G into your fucking brain all day. So, I don't know. And just research that and then, of course, what those kind of waves do to you physically. In the early days of cell phone technology, the mid-1990s, few expected that the mobile revolution would reach the proportions of today, and in recent years, bandwidth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, so they're trying to solve bandwidth. Quote, Israel's biggest contributions to mobile technology is its ability to design better ways of controlling things. Israel's biggest contributions to mobile technology is its ability to design better ways of controlling things, increasing data rates and enabling us to squeeze more out of existing bandwidth, squeeze more out of existing countries, using technology such as femtocells, Jacob said. In addition, Israelis are developing some wonderful apps, which as those that can be used for telemedicine, enabling doctors to diagnose and consult with patients remotely, end quote. Israel has always held an important place in his heart, both because of my background. Jacobs was born into a Jewish family in New Bedford, Massachusetts in 1933. Whoa! That's the second time that number's popped up in this one article. That's so weird. But I'm obviously crazy, and so I'm not even going to say anything about it. But just pay attention to that, right? And just every time you read an article and you see, just pay attention to the numbers that they put in there, and, whatever. Just don't even say anything about it, but just think about it. Maybe 10 years down the road, we can have a cogent conversation about how reality actually formulates itself within this universe. Okay. Israel has always held an important place in his heart. Quote, both because of my background, Jacobs was born to a Jewish family in New Bedford, Massachusetts in 1933. And, by the way, 33 is the master teacher number of Freemasonry, and which is basically has been reformed into Jewish Kabbalah. Let's see. And for professional reasons, Israel is a very admirable country with great universities, he said. Great universities like the Technion and, the Hebrew School of Technology. Quote, the kids go to the army and come out very mature, displaying great talent. Oh, yeah, killing pregnant Palestinian women, shooting them in the stomach and leaving them to die. Killing little kids who are rolling tires down the hill. And throwing rocks, across your fence. Yeah. Oh, there's a little kid throwing a rock at you. Better shoot him in the fucking kneecaps. Better shoot him in the fucking stomach, right? Better shoot his dick off. Hey, did you know that Israeli soldiers and snipers actually aim for the genitals of children? And that's actually something they do. Yeah, you can look that up. And take that home with you. The annual Innovex event bring together some of the leading figures in tech from around the world to discuss new and upcoming technologies, said Shlomo Gradman, chairman of the event. Quote, innovation to Israeli high tech is like fuel for a vehicle, Gradman said. Innovation and creativity are our biggest assets. Oh, and stealing patents, is that your biggest asset? And we have to grow them like any company would do with its key and competitive advantages. This is why I initiated Innovex, he added. I am very proud to see so many companies and organizations that joined our initiative and worked together to secure the next generation of innovation in Israeli high tech. Oh my God. And there's zero comments, by the way. I wonder why. I wonder if there were comments at some point. Yeah, see, here it says there's one comment, but it's not showing the comment. So that's interesting. Oh, and this was posted at 2:33 p.m. That is so strange. That's so strange. That's the third time we've seen that number in this one article. That is so strange. Wow. You know what? I'm going to stop paying attention to it. I might just stop mentioning it. Okay. The Bard website. So this is a really interesting project that we should probably go over. Let's just read their PDF. The United States Israel Binational Agricultural Research and Development Fund. Whoa! Agreement between the government of the United States of America and the government of Israel to establish the United States Israel Agricultural Research and Development Fund. The BARD mission. BARD funds mission-oriented, strategic, and applied research conducted jointly by U.S. and Israeli scientists affiliated with public institutions in all areas of agriculture, support workshops and fellowships. The BARD mission. Research proposals are expected to deal with an agricultural issue or problem and yield tangible results that could be implemented within a reasonable time frame after completion of the project. The research budget. Interest-bearing endowment of $110 million established through matching U.S.-Israel contributions. Matching annual supplement of $1 million. Here's the sources of income: interest on endowment, interest on cash reserves, and budget supplement. Okay. Allocation of expenditures: 81% going towards research projects, 8% going towards fellowships and workshops, and 11% going towards administration. Wow. Wow. So since 78, they've evaluated 5,000 proposals. They funded 1,200 projects and awarded $300 million. Additional programs. 230 postdoctoral fellows, 53 scientific workshops, 15 senior research fellows, 15 graduate student fellows, 9 facilitating grants. Doesn't seem like a whole lot for how much money's being pumped into there, but what do I know? Total awards per state. We can see how many proposals have been awarded per state. And so basically what they're doing is they're going in and developing new technology for us to manage our agriculture, which will eventually be part of the Internet of Things, which will eventually be part of the Internet of Everything, right? Because, oh man, think how efficient it would be to have an integrated smart agriculture system. Smart farming, baby! You know, and it's going to be so efficient. Your potatoes are going to get exactly the amount of water and nutrition that they need, the exact amount of fertilizer, and it's going to be watered and fed right on time and harvested, and the exact amount of, pesticides, and everything's just going to be taken care of for you. You're not even going to have to get your hands dirty. You're not even going to have to go outside. You're just going to be able to sit and look out your window as the robots farm your fields. As these Israeli robots farm your fields. You know what I'm saying? And so they're developing these giant agricultural machines, these giant robots and stuff, so that eventually Israel will be running your farm for you. Won't that be nice? Won't that be nice when Israeli military intelligence is running your farm for you, Goy? Won't that be so nice? You won't even have to lift your legs. In fact, you'll probably go extinct because there won't be any use for you anymore. Let's see. Proposal selection. Agricultural production under dry climate, protection against biotic and abiotic stresses of plants and animals, water quality and quantity, food quality, safety and security. Oh boy, and you can just imagine how all of those things could be used as wedge issues in order to implement control scenarios. Oh, functional genomics and proteomics. Oh man, and just with the coronavirus running rampant, it's just fucking great. Sensor and robotics technologies, bioenergy systems. So essentially, they're gonna understand. They're gonna crack the code. They're gonna crack the genes of these plants of everything we're eating, and essentially, they're just gonna be able to engineer anything they want, engineer maybe even a dormant virus or a dormant, some sort of dormant bacteria that only activates, in the system after a certain time or something. Proposal selection, the process. 5 or more peer reviews per proposal, 7 review panels, goes into technical advisory, board of directors, and then funding. So, essentially a very small group of people decide whether these projects get funded or not. A very small group of people, if you can see there. Wow. 2 to 5 members in each country provide independent recommendations for each proposal. 2 to 5 members. That's a pretty big group. I'm glad there's so many people with their eyes on this situation. I'm so glad. I feel safe. I feel really safe. putting my agriculture into the hands of these beautiful, moral, upstanding citizens makes me hard. Scientific, technological merit. Feasibility of objectives, anticipated, so these are selection criteria, anticipated benefits to agriculture of both countries, proposed collaborative arrangements. Review panels, animal production, animal health, crop production, crop health, food products, quality, safety, security, environment, soil and water, renewable resources, agriculture, innovation and engineering, egg economy. What the hell does that mean? Ad hoc review process, okay? So here's the board of directors. All right, here's the board of directors. This is the good stuff. These are the names that you should remember. These are the names that, someday, I don't know, someday might be on the tip of your tongue or the tip of something else. Let's see. Okay. Avi Pearl, Chief Scientist, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. We've got Abed Guerra, Director, Agriculture of Research, Organization, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, and Tamar Levi Bonet, Budget Division, Ministry of Finance. I wonder if that name is like... I wonder if that name was specially changed or specially selected for this project. Bonet? Really? Okay. They really are boning us. Let's see what names are on the United States side. Probably some good old American names, right? Probably some traditionally European names. Maybe some like Anglo names or some Scandinavian sounding names, or maybe some Italian sounding names. Something, probably not like Jewish sounding names, right? Okay, let's just read into it. Okay. Chavanda Jacobs Young. No, it doesn't sound Jewish. No, okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Wendy Winterstein. And you can tell they even changed the Steen at the end. So it's not spelt like Stein, it's spelled like Steen to make it look less Jewish. Richard Linton. Have you ever met a... Oh, yeah, it's a really Scandinavian sounding name. Nordic, maybe. Or maybe, Anglo there. Linton. Okay. Yeah, so we know who they are. We know who those people are. Steps in establishing collaboration with BARD based on matching funding. Identify common interests, goals, and research priorities. Commit to a 3-year budget, $5K to $750K by each side. Prepare and sign an MOU. Prepare proposal and grant management guidelines. Jointly issue a call for proposals. Nominate members of parallel evaluation panels and of a joint advisory committee, JAC. Steps in establishing collaboration with BARD based on matching fund. Process proposals, solicit ad hoc reviews, evaluate proposals in both countries, summarize and set the funding priority of the proposals in the panel, obtain JAC funding recommendation. Approve the funding recommendations by both boards, initiate funding, follow grant management procedures, including financial and scientific reporting. Thank you, the United States. Thank you, dumb Americans. Thank you, stupid guy. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for all of your genius, for all of your innovation, for all of your creativity, for all of your values. Thank you. It's important to us. It's important to our movement. Now that we've done the BARD, let's check out the bird. Okay. I think this is their website here. Okay, we have to watch one of their videos here because I think I remember this. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's look at this up on YouTube. Okay. Let's try the BARD first. It might be the BARD. Let's try this first. Okay. Let's modify our search. There we go. 2 subscribers. They've got 2 subscribers, guys. Boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like they took down one of their videos. We'll watch this one. Let's watch this. Informative. Oh god, I can't wait.
Saving the tomato. Tomatoes arrived in Europe during the 16th century, brought there from the New World. Early on, it was thought to be poisonous, as were some of its botanical relatives. Since then, cultivated tomato crops around the world are often stricken with diseases that wild tomatoes seem to be resistant to. Tomato yellow leaf curl virus, TYLCV, for example, is a devastating virus that can wipe out entire crops and poses a great threat to tomato growing worldwide. Could the secret to saving today's cultivated tomatoes be found in its ancient ancestors? Researchers have long been trying to find a way to protect cultivated tomatoes. The virus, TYLCV, is transmitted by whiteflies, but pesticides have proven to be...
Come on. Is this a metaphor? Is this a metaphor? Oh, those poor tomatoes. They've got to look to their ancestors to figure out what to do, right? Fulfill prophecy, maybe. These darn whiteflies coming in, messing everything up, bringing in the virus. These darn dirty whiteflies.
Ineffective. They expose consumers to...
You know what the during the Russian Revolution, when the Bolsheviks were rising up and genociding white people, and taking over and creating communism as we know it today, they called themselves the Reds. And you know who the people who opposed the communists were? They were called the Whites. So just think about that as you...
hazardous chemicals. The whitefly quickly develops resistance to them, and it takes only one whitefly with the virus to transmit the disease to the plant. Selective breeding is safer and more effective.
Selective breeding is safer and more effective.
But it could take decades of trials and many generations.
Would they extend that to humans?
Is to produce a plant that has both resistance to the virus and has the taste and texture that consumers expect. 2 teams were separately trying to solve this problem. One headed by Dr. Ilan Levin at the Agricultural Research Organization in Israel, and the other by Dr. J. Scott from the University of Florida. BARD, the U.S.-Israel Binational Agricultural Research and Development Fund, provided funding for the teams to work together and come to more robust findings. The Florida team discovered a gene which interfered with the replication of the virus in the plant. The ARO team discovered...
If this isn't the most blatant front you've ever seen in your life, I pity you. I pity your analytical skills. This company is... I can't even believe it. I can't believe they've gotten so much money. They've got 2 subscribers, probably the people who created the fucking channel, and 2 videos, which are both the same video, one with a fucking Hebrew translation. Or sorry, one with an English translation, I should say.
A gene which interferes with the virus's ability to create the proteins that cause the disease. They then were able to breed both genes into a non-resistant cultivar and produce a plant which was highly resistant to the virus. This super-resistant plant demonstrated far greater resistance than a plant with either of the genes alone. This discovery, the fruit of U.S. and Israeli scientists working together, is a big step forward for developers at seed companies, who can now utilize these genes in their breeding process.
Yeah, just fucking, fuck with the genes of your food and everything will be fine. I think it'll be fine, right? That'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be good. We'll be good. Let's look up the bird. I think the bird is it's gonna be the most. I think that's gonna be the funnest one. Let's just, oh man, but before we do that, let's just take a look at this. Let's just take a look at this website here, or this channel. Okay, we were looking at an old PDF, and in that, it said that they had already received like hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. And they've got 2 subscribers. and 2 videos which are the same video with different translations that was posted 3 years ago. Do you know what a front organization is? Do you know what a money laundering organization is? Okay, moving on. And if you can't put 2 and 2 together, I cannot help you. Okay, now we need to find this hidden gem. Come on. Oh, man. Covert and legal ways Soviet Israel transfers United States technology. There we go. This guy's talking about it. Cool, man. Well, maybe check out Tim Hayes' channel. Looks like he's reading an article from Jeff Buckley. Okay. And let's see. Is that the only thing? Is that the only fucking thing? No way. No way. Did they take that video down? They couldn't have. I mean, it was the worst video I've ever seen in my life. That's for sure. And I cannot believe that they actually... Oh, 19 videos. Let's do this. Let's get in here. Oh, it doesn't have any content. It doesn't have any content. Oh, there we go. There we go. Why would it tell us that, though? Why would it tell us that? That's so funny. Oh, here it is. Oh, I found it. Guys, get your popcorn. Get your popcorn. I found okay, we're gonna watch just a piece of cinema gold, a piece of glory. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of makes me tear up a little bit every time I see it, every time I think about it. So let's just open it up. Let's just, These are the people that want to enslave you via...
In a world of no boundaries and endless possibilities, you know that two...
In a world of no boundaries and endless possibilities. Look at the way they're characterizing this American character, too. Look at this fucking cartoon character. Like, no personality, no soul, and a backwards American flag. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's insane. In a world with no boundaries. Really, no boundaries. So I guess that means that we could just start sending all of our refugees over to Israel because there's no boundaries. So, I mean, yeah, it looks like they need more refugees. They kind of need to take on more of the refugee crisis. You know what I'm saying? Take a little bit of the load off of, I don't know, Europe and America. And, I think that's probably the best way we need to go because we need to start making room for immigrants from South Africa and places like that are under duress from host populations. Let's see. Or populations that have essentially ganged up in order to genocide a more benevolent, more cohesive, more working society. And if you don't know, the South African whites right now are being genocided, brutally raped, murdered by these Africans who are coming in from all over the place in order to take part in this brutal gang rape of the South African whites. But instead, we're just carting in fucking, just cart in fucking refugees from Somalia, from fucking Nigeria. We care about those people, you know what I mean? From Afghanistan, from Syria, those people are the people we need to save. Not those, South African whites who are being genocided and we can actually do something about. No, we're not going to help those people.
Better than one. That persistence pays off, and that one should always keep trying, even if there's risk involved. We know that with the right partner and reliable backing, the sky is truly the limit. You already have a brilliant idea and advanced technology. Now what you need is someone who can support your partnership and provide a framework.
Oh, let me just back that up. Let me just back that up there. That's kind of cute. Okay.
Backing, the sky is truly the limit.
Okay.
You already have a brilliant idea and advanced technology.
Okay, wait. We already have a brilliant idea and advanced technology. Pay attention to the flags.
Brilliant idea and
Okay, we've got the brilliant idea and the advanced technology. They've got what? peanuts, pliers, and an apple. Okay. Okay, all right.
Advanced technology. Now what you need is someone who can support your partnership and provide a framework for cooperation. You need someone who is open to your ideas and will
Framework for operations. Let us create the framework for our cooperation.
share the risk. BIRD was established by the U.S. and Israeli governments with an extensive network in both countries.
Established by the U.S. and Israeli governments.
BIRD connects potential partners, one from each country, initiating strategic partnerships. BIRD funds up to 50% of the combined R&D budget, up to $1 million per project. The funding is a conditional grant, and BIRD claims no equity nor IP rights. Repayments are due if commercial revenues are generated as a result of the project.
Let's back that up.
Funding is a conditional grant, and BIRD claims no equity nor IP rights. Repayments are due if commercial revenues are generated as a result of the project.
Repayments are due.
The United States and Israel have a common...
These people are getting funding to develop these technologies which will control us in the future, but they're actually getting paid for it when they go to market.
To promote innovation and advance technology for mutual benefit that creates economic and social impact in both countries and beyond. That is what BIRD is all about.
Now, if that wasn't designed by a 13-year-old on MS Paint, I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah, that was just a beautiful piece of cinema. That's the BIRD Foundation. And they're actually getting a shitload of money. So looks like Rosgar Lianin put an expose the enemy link. Let's check that out. Because I have read some of their stuff before, I think. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Oh, cool. This almost looks like a Brennan O'Connell video. This video takes you on a journey that comes full circle through the networks of power and the development of worldwide oligarchical control. This video shows the role of private intelligence in this agenda and the links to this establishment, state intelligence, and globalist think tanks, etc. Boris and his broskies. Yeah, so it seems like a decent place. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. History of Israeli tech domination. Israel dominates in all high technology categories. Huh. Continue reading. Yeah, I think I might continue reading that. This came out in 2019, June. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu explains the importance of migrating Russian Jews with key technical skills to the United States and Israel to maximize their skill sets to make Soviet Israel the world's leading technological power. eToro launches crypto-based universal basic income project Good Dollar. The project is being incubated by the company in London and Tel Aviv. Let's see. Yeah, check this out. Oh, here we go. Here's BIRD-approved projects. Perfect. How did we even get there? That's totally a coincidence. Sometimes, you're doing research and things just, I don't know. It's just such a small world when you really get into the information. It's, you feel like you're almost you're in a bubble just, researching people that all have like secret ties to one another or something. It's insane. BIRD-approved projects. Let's look at all these projects. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you know what? I think we have this picture in our Trello base. Okay. Approved projects in the year 2017. That's only in the year 2017. All of these projects. Wow. 2017. What? What the hell, man? This is all from 2017? No, it can't be. Okay, here we go. We're going down the years. Okay, 2013. All right. Okay. My apologies. Oh, but still, that's a lot of projects. Let's just go through the list. All the years. So, these are all the projects that you have been funding with your taxpayer money. And Israel gets half the information. They get the information. So you're developing technology that pertains to your agricultural infrastructure, which of course is a high-risk thing, right? You really want to have control and surveillance over your agriculture, because if somebody, I don't know, let's say wants to sabotage your country, agriculture would be a good route to go. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to Trello here and just keep on moving. Now that you know about the bird and the bard, it's a good thing. Let's see. Okay, we're going to be moving on to Spectre Meltdown. Foreshadow malware, start window repair business, pay someone to start breaking windows. Basically, these tech companies are pretending to be fixers when really they're breakers. Technion team breaches Intel's new security wall for processors. Intel has already released patches to mitigate vulnerability of SGX, which is deployed in all Intel's recent processors. A Technion team has managed to breach Intel's new security wall software guard extension SGX. Intel has released patches to mitigate vulnerability. Research, maybe, I wonder why they felt the need to patch this up. Maybe because, like, other tech guys were noticing it and saying things, maybe saying things on forums, sharing this information. Hey guys, I just found out that there's all these backdoors, all these fucking backdoors in all these Intel chips. And, oh, by the way, all of these Intel chips are being designed in Israel. Weird! So weird! Oh, it's just a coincidence. It's just a conspiracy theory. It's just, you're a crazy right-winger or something. Researchers at the Technion Israel Institute of Technology and their colleagues abroad said they have managed to breach Intel's security wall for its processors, created to protect the privacy and integrity of information and applications on computers. Israel's software guard extension SGX, which was breached by the researchers, has been deployed in all recent Intel processors used in both personal computers and cloud computing services. So they're actually just making you okay with the fact that, like, your computer can be fucking backdoored. They're just saying it. They're like, you know what, yeah, it could be backdoored, and we just sold it to you, and you know what, fuck you, because now we have your money. The attack, dubbed Foreshadow by the researchers, exploits certain weaknesses in the existing mechanisms of Intel CPUs, allowing attackers to expose private application data and forge computations secured by SGX. The researchers reported Foreshadow to Intel in January. Further analysis into the causes of Foreshadow performed by Intel revealed that the same hardware flaw enabled a number of other devastating attacks, which the company called Foreshadow NG. The patches to mitigate these attacks have already been released, the Technion said in a statement. So they're going to give you the patches to mitigate the attacks, and the patches themselves probably already have, they have backdoors developed. So they're not, it's not a company that is outside of the company. It's going to be a company that has special interests involved. That's going to be patching these things. The people who created the backdoor, those are the people who are going to patch it up. So, the person who broke your window, those are the people who are going to fix your window. The researchers from the Technion are Assistant Professor Mark Silberstein of the Viterbi Faculty of Electrical Engineering and his graduate student Marina Minkin from the Computer Science Department. They conducted the study together with colleagues from the University of University, excuse me, they conducted the study together with colleagues from the University of Adelaide, Australia, the University of Michigan, USA, and CU Leuven, Belgium. The team's work will be presented on Wednesday at a security conference, USENIX Security 2018 in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm so glad these Jews have our back. These Jews have our back, man, and I feel good about it. You know, I trust these Jews, and I would trust my life and my children and my savings account to these Jews. Look at these trustworthy Jews. Look into their eyes. Do you trust these people? I do. I trust these people. And you should too, otherwise you're anti-Semitic. Technion researchers assistant professor Mark Silberstein of the Viterbi Faculty of Electrical Engineering and his graduate student Marina Minkin from the Computer Science Department, Nitzan Zohar, Technion spokesperson's office. Intel SGX was rolled out as a revolutionary hardware technology that enables the creation of secure execution environments called secure enclaves. The team of researchers, however, managed to read all the information stored in the enclave and managed to compromise core security guarantees provided by SGX, quote-unquote toppling a large part of the entire SGX ecosystem by exploiting a single critical hardware vulnerability, i.e. a backdoor, the researchers said in a statement. The discovery of other vulnerabilities in January 2018, dubbed Spectre and Meltdown, required Intel to distribute security updates to about 90% of the processors it had sold over the past 5 years. 90%. In a post Intel published on Tuesday on its website, the company said it was, quote-unquote, not aware of reports that the vulnerabilities have been used in, quote-unquote, real-world exploits, but this further underscores the need for everyone to adhere to security best practices. They weren't even aware of it! They weren't even aware of it! Are you kidding me? Bullshit! I'm calling fucking bullshit! And so is this woman right here. Alright. That's about it. I'm gonna leave you, with this with this video again. I'm sorry, I apologize, but I have to. And so that's gonna be our outro.
In a world of no boundaries and endless possibilities, you know that 2 is better than 1, that persistence pays off, and that one should always keep trying even if there's risk involved. We know that with the right partner and reliable backing, the sky is truly the limit. You already have a brilliant idea and advanced technology. Now what you need is someone who can support your partnership and provide a framework for cooperation. You need someone who is open to your ideas and will share the risk. BIRD was established by the U.S. and Israeli governments with an extensive network in both countries. BIRD connects potential partners, one from each country, initiating strategic partnerships. BIRD funds up to 50% of the combined R&D budget, up to $1 million per project. The funding is a conditional grant, and BIRD claims no equity nor IP rights. Repayments are due if commercial revenues are generated as a result of the project. The United States and Israel have a common goal: to promote innovation and advanced technology for mutual benefit that creates economic and social impact in both countries and beyond. That is what BIRD is all about.
All right, so